It is every child's basic right, regardless of background, religion, or color of their skin. Access to a truly great public education should be available to everyone. Close to 50 million students attend the nation's 97,000 public elementary and secondary schools. Yet Black and brown students, that is African Americans, Latinos, and Native American Indians, continue to be outperformed by white students on standardized testing and reporting programs nationally.
Because there's a racial predictability about the disparities that occur, it's critical to look at data and race as we address the challenges of teaching our Black and brown students. Without looking at race as a factor, we are fundamentally not addressing the belief that Black and brown students can learn and achieve like their white counterparts.
Education experts agree that educators must be given the tools that help them examine and address the role that race plays in the success or failure to educate and engage Black, brown, and Native American Indian students.
When our Black and brown students underperform, it's not based on any lack of ability, but it's because equal resources isn't the same thing as equally served. So our schools often falsely assume that kids of color can and will simply change and thrive in an environment based on white culture. Now, when our schools and society truly value our Black and brown youth, and that's shown through school culture and practice and policy, then we'll start to see equal performance.
A growing percentage of Black, brown, and Native American Indian students are failing to graduate high school and therefore are underrepresented in institutions of higher learning. Some say that this crisis can only be solved by investigating the devastating impact of what is believed to be systemic racism and the cumulative effect of years of racial injustices on our nation's Black, brown, and Native American Indian children.
Many educators recognize that there are racial achievement disparities, but few ask why. At the Pacific Educational Group, we have ventured into the system to discover that there are disparities not in just achievement, but in the way that resources are allocated, access is provided to quality instruction, opportunities are available, and higher expectations are held for our students of color. We name this systemic racism.
In his February 24, 2009 address to the nation, President Obama stated that a good education is no longer just a pathway to opportunity, it is a prerequisite. Since then, equity professional development organizations such as Pacific Educational Group, based in San Francisco, have been emboldened in their commitment to help educators realize the full potential and right of each and every student to learn.
If the disparity was only amongst economic groups, then it would be plausible to say that income or economic class are the reason for the gap. But there's data that show, including recent ACT data, that Black, brown, and Native American Indian students are the lowest performing students at every economic level. In fact, even more interesting is the data that show the lowest income white students outperform upper and middle income Black students, making it difficult to deny the impact that race has on student achievement.
PEG's ongoing mission is to drive this nation toward an equitable educational solution, which includes continued exploration and training for teachers, parents, and administrators.
PEG's team of experienced educators provides training in the areas of cultural proficiency, race, racial identity development, and parent engagement. We believe that our programming must be both transformative and systemic. What I mean by that is we work over many years with the school system and we go deep into the ways that the classroom is structured.
The San Leandro, California School District consists of 12 schools serving approximately 8,800 students in grades K through 12. The district student population is 41% Hispanic Latino and 17% African American. Its focus is on providing equitable learning opportunities for all students.
San Leandro Unified School District is a microcosm of what's occurring throughout the state and the nation. Our demographic student population has changed dramatically from primarily white population to now currently 75% kids of color. We do have some disappointing history of racism, but we in the district are taking some very bold and courageous steps to examine through a racial equity lens our programs, our practices, and our policies.
The school district is committed to raising the achievement of all students while narrowing the gap between the highest and lowest performing students and eliminating the racial predictability and disproportionality of which student groups occupy the highest and lowest achievement categories.
PEG's programs have provided us with the framework and the protocol to have conversation about race and equity in our school. As a result, teachers use more culturally relevant teaching practices, and we've incorporated programs and support systems to better meet our students' needs and their culture. As principal, I make strategic decisions to ensure that resources are allocated to meet our equity goals.
Since PEG's programs have been implemented, we have seen progress in our improved scores with our African American and Latino students on state standards tests. We see progress in our school programs that have been specifically designed for our underserved youth. We also see impact in our student organizations like Latinos Unidos, in our celebrations for African American scholars, and in our diversely represented parent groups.
In the district's own words, they are walking to the edge together, which means that they're using PEG programming to develop leadership that's innovative, that's adaptive, and that's courageous. We believe that their achievement gains, their pace-setting gains in the region are precisely because they have remained focused in this work for the past 6 years.
The consultants at PEG design and deliver individualized, comprehensive support for school districts in the form of leadership training, coaching, and consulting. Working at all levels from the superintendent to beginning teachers, PEG helps the educators focus on heightening their awareness of institutional racism and developing effective strategies for eliminating systemic racial disparities in their schools.
In San Leandro, in 5 or 10 years, given the same level of commitment from the superintendent board down and across the organization, we will be on target to eliminate the racial systemic disparities that exist. We have data to support that all of our students are gaining academically, but particularly our Black and brown students are gaining more rapidly.
In the coming years, more and more districts, we believe, will face the inescapable reality that race and achievement are intricately tied. Therefore, PEG plans to expand its work into state policy as well as venture deeper into the colleges of education where our teachers and administrators are trained.
Through its nationwide educational awareness efforts, Pacific Educational Group is working to eliminate systemic educational racial disparities in order that all students achieve at their highest levels. To learn more, contact Pacific Educational Group today or visit pacificeducationalgroup.com.